you were going to start talking about the cakes of light.
Okay, the cakes of light became an issue with the advent of AIDS and other social diseases. And in order to protect ourselves and the order, it came to be that you would make one batch of cookies with the old formula using fresh blood. And at that point, you would take the cake, right after it's made, and burn it to a cinder, pretty much. If you go too far, it's too ashy, but until it smokes, and then that's reground and it's put into a second batch of dough. And that the ashes in the wafer are thus applied as being blood. Technically, if you want to look this up in P. Hall, there's the pyrogenesis, which is an alchemical process where it's comes down to the ages, as they say, to testify naturally. Or if you want to, you can bring your own wafer and use that at the mass, which contains your own blood. But again, it's a little protection, and I don't think we have to learn much more about it.
Go through the history of why we did this a little bit. The reason that this originally came up, we really don't think that it's possible to transmit AIDS through cakes of light. It just really can't be done. The real issue here is not so much of whether it can really happen or not. It's really an issue of liability, and that should someone, hypothetically, contract AIDS or some other such horrible disease that's potentially communicable through blood, and they were someone who regularly attended the Gnostic Mass, where live cakes, as it were offered, and if one of the officers of the Mass happened to have the same disease, then there could potentially be a real serious lawsuit over this. And although we don't think that it's possible to transmit these kind of diseases through the cakes, it might be difficult to prove that sort of thing in a court case. So really, the whole purpose of this idea of why we're changing the policy on the cakes is to protect ourselves as an organization. This was the subject of extensive debate over a number of years as to how we were going to ultimately resolve this. And this idea with the burning of the live cakes and adding the ashes to the dough for a second batch was a compromise idea that was brought up by Jim Wasserman. And it seems to be a really good one, because we have you still have the essence, the essential essence of the original cakes still present. Whereas there's really no question. It would be difficult, even in a court situation, to try to say that you could transmit a virus through something that has been burned to ash. So this is a pretty decent solution. Yeah. One of the other solutions that we have, which is still an option, as Kent mentioned, is that people, if they want to bring their own cakes, that they have prepared according to whatever formula they want, that they're welcome to do so using whatever ingredients, provided they're legal.
I want to clarify. If we burn it like that, then we can use blood in the cakes.
Right, and that's for general distribution. I mean, that's the kind of thing that would be prepared by the temple for general service at the Gnostic Mass, especially at public Gnostic Masses.
Okay, well, in the public Gnostic Masses we have in Columbus, we make 2 batches with and without, and we tell the people what's in it and give them the choice. So far, everybody has communicated with the active cakes, but we make the choice available.
Well, the difficulty with that, and that's another option that we discussed pretty extensively, and Bill Heydrich is good at pointing out some of these little issues with things like that, is that there is sort of an implied pressure to take the active cakes in that sense, and that someone may feel, although they may not express it, they may feel that if they have a choice between cakes A and cakes B, and everyone's watching, they're going to feel that they're going to have to take the cakes A, otherwise people won't think that they're a real magician. Okay, and obviously some of the people might do that, and they wouldn't want to say that was the reason that they did it until it came out in court. Okay, so these are some of the considerations that sort of take place here. If people want to communicate with live cakes, I think probably the easiest thing would be just to have them bring their own. Or, you know, there's no reason to say that they can't come and get them from you ahead of time. As long as they bring them, and it's an actual intentional act on their part with no expressed or implied pressure on them. Bart, your question?
Does it say that the law, and these burn?
Yeah, that was another thing I forgot to mention. That was I think what gave Wasserman the idea originally for doing this.
Are we to not use blood even when like the congregation are all members of the order?
The same liability question applies in that case. I think it's something that you need to use your judgment. It kind of depends on all members. Do you mean like all Minervals, all first degrees, all
Well,
thirds, all fifths?
I'm wondering if there's a position on it, you know.
There really is. The position is that for standard Gnostic Mass practice, that you should use these cakes that have the burnt essence. I think that would apply even if all just. That's an easy place to draw the line. If you start saying, well, what if everyone there is a member, you start getting into a pretty gray area. And I think there is a case where it becomes very clear. I think if you have people there who are like all fifth degrees, something like that, it's really probably not a problem. But if you're talking about a normal kind of a lodge or oasis situation, where there are people of all different degrees there, and you know some of them real well, and some of them you really don't know that well, it's probably better just to stick with the regular policy. And again, people still have the option of having type A cakes if they want to bring them themselves. By the way, the third alternative, which I guess we're still considering, I'm not sure it's a really good one or not. This is the one that's advocated by Bill Heidrich, is that people can go down to the butcher shop and buy some blood, and add that to their cakes. That's the one he advocates. Is everybody pretty clear on the policy on cakes? Am I now any more questions on that?
At one time it was suggested that they use no blood whatsoever.
Well, that was brought up in the discussions also, and a number of people in the Areopagus strongly objected to that because basically they're not real cakes of blood. Okay, everyone understand the policy and why we felt we had to do this? Okay, I guess we can move on.